What's up, guys? Amster Knows Hoops back today with another video, and today we are back actually with another episode of How Good Are They Really? Where we talk about certain teams coming into the season that some people either are talking about a lot, and I kind of want to see why, or a team that I just think could be even better than we expected. And to me, that team is the Memphis Grizzlies. Ja Morant's coming back. Unfortunately, JG Jackson, I did see, is going to be missing a good chunk of the season, but I think this team is going to be significantly better than last year just because everyone and their mother is not injured. So I kind of want to get into how good I think this team can really be. So don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're at 918 subs. That means we are so close to 1K, guys. Share this with a friend. Spread the word. We're close to the regular season. Let me know what you guys want to see down below. And let's get right into it. So obviously, the biggest factor here is Ja Morant's back, right? Like, just take a look already at what Ja provides for this team. Just the sheer speed burst, right? And you get the man trailing here, right? Bismack Biyombo is just trailing. Beautiful no-look pass, right? I think Ja has been lost in the shuffle. Obviously, a big part of it is because he's hurt and the memes about him off the court. I think Ja's a lot better than a lot of people remember. Not to say that he's like easily top 3-point guard in the league, but I think when we've so quickly looked at guys like Brunson, right? And we've gone, okay, well, Brunson's just here. I would warn people, unless Ja just absolutely sucks this year, I guess, unless he just has an absolute fall off, Ja's going to be back in the top 5-point guard conversation. And I think he's going to do incredible. So I would just keep an eye on Ja, right? Because even here, right, decent defense, okay, gets the board. Now, right, game slows down a little bit. But then Ja, again, just the speed burst, the difference in speed. The whole team's closing out, right? Man's cutting across. LeBron doesn't really do anything. He stares at it. Kind of understandable. And then bang, right? I love the sheer, like, attack. Like, the downhill of the Grizzlies. Because, again, it just makes things so deadly because now teams are closing off, right? Now, Ja does a great job here of waiting patiently. Turns around, right? Bron's not focused. Gets it out to Jaren Jackson. Clutch three, right? Because even here, the downhill motion is respected by everybody, right? Bron gets sort of fought off by Biyombo. So LeBron goes, I can kind of chill out here just in case. And Ja looks like he's going to take a really tough, low-key, dumb shot. Turns around. LeBron is a little late to recognize it. And that's just an incredible play, right? And that's playmaking, quite frankly, the Grizzlies were missing desperately this year, along with just about any player that they needed. But either way, right, the idea remains, like, Ja, like, even, like, look at like, one of the most athletic players in the league. And I think his ability to be dominant in the paint is going to be crucial. Because without it, I think this offense can get very stagnant. But even here, right, you get Desmond Bane waiting. Now Ja calls it over. Now the team's starting to get a little bit more spread out, right? Jaren starts to slide over to the corner. Gonna get the screen action, right? Rolls. Ja waits, steps back. Tough midi, right? And I think if Ja continues to develop that midi to 3-point game, I really think he could be something deadly. And I think that's the biggest thing. Usually I save someone like a Ja Morant for last. Usually I always leave it like, oh, you know, he's the biggest piece. But I really do stand on this. I think Ja Morant at this point is a underrated player in the league. And part of it is injury / suspensions, right? Not playing for a good chunk of time now. And another part of it is other players have emerged that I think now guys have latched onto, but we've forgotten about a dude like Ja. And I think that this Grizzlies team is going to be something deadly, right? So then we got to talk about Jaren Jackson. Beautiful help side defense, right? Like, and I think now that they have Zach Edey, this idea of the double rim protector could be something deadly on defenses, right? Because first of all, they go for the screen, right? Now, Jaren Jackson's on Cade. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of this matchup just on a perimeter sense, right? A little bit more slow-footed, but Jaren can still hold his own. He's not terrible, right? Gets Cade, patient, again, right? Goes for the drive. Once Cade releases, then Jaren jumps. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. Can Jaren Jackson be more disciplined of a defender? Now, he's always had some of these problems, right? So I will acknowledge that. I'm not going to say he's going to get down to 2 fouls a game. But if you keep getting the 3 to 4, it's going to hurt you, right? But even here, great jump, right? And I think that help side block, those help side plays from Jaren are going to be crucial. And honestly, too, I think Jaren, the best thing that happened for this team, though, in all the injuries, because obviously no injury is a good thing, but you got guys like G.G. Jackson, Vince Williams Jr. emerge, right? Vince Williams Jr., you guys love him in the comments. When I was talking about G.G., you guys are high on Vince Williams. But I like that Jaren's starting to get more of those offensive possessions for himself, because that way there's something to spice things up, right? You cannot just continuously spam a Ja runs downhill, kick out to 3, right? You can run, hey, Jaren, right? Like they run this little screen action, right? Now Malik Beasley's on him, tagged off. Now it's Jay Crowder, right? And Jaren's like, okay, I'm here. Like, give me this ball. Bang. Now Giannis Smartly comes over, but then spins around, right? And to be able to get something like this, right? To have some of those possessions where the clock gets late and you now, like, Jaren's becoming more comfortable creating something for himself, I think is going to be crucial for this team in the Western Conference, right? And even here, like, just the way, like, Jaren plays, I think his comfort rising for himself is going to be important on offense, because I'm not the biggest fan of Marcus Smart as a self-creator. I do like Ja there. Obviously, I just talked about how great of a creator I think Ja is. And then you have guys like Desmond Bane. And I think Desmond Bane's a perfect complementary player to a Ja Morant, because basically Ja can kick it to Desmond and always knows there's a possibility of the 3 ball just falling in. And that's what I think is so... This team, I think, just fits so well. Now, I understand their bigs have a bit of a odd fit, right? Because you still have Brandon Clark, you have Jaren Jackson, you got Zach Edey now. Obviously, they wanted Klingon, but I still don't think Zach Edey is going to be bad for this team, especially the staggered screen actions. That's what I would expect. I'm expecting a lot of staggered screen actions, and I would try and do it off the ball for Desmond Bane. If I can run some curl action for Desmond Bane off a double screen, that could be really, really, really nasty for this team, especially if you combine it with Ja going downhill. But even here, right, like, boom, little bit of daylight, Bane's getting the 3 ball. Like, what Desmond Bane can do is so nasty, right? Like, again, kicks it out. D-Lo, too slow over. Bang. Right? Now, I think when you look at how they play, even against good teams, right? Like, here you have Desmond Bane going against the Thunder, one of the better defenses in the league. Gets it up to Jaren, right? Slows the game down, runs around. Great screen action. Now, if this is Zach Edey, you can also run Zach Edey here. Double screen, so when he's doing the initial curl here, you can run Zach Edey's right here to set it and force Shea to come over, so that way you get a corner man wide open. Curls, Jaren, great screener, right? Bang. And I think those actions are going to be crucial if this team wants to succeed. And again, like, Ja's doing stuff like this, right? But this spammed can only get so far. And I think, right, the whole part of this episode or of the series is how good is this team? Well, if you guys watch my conference prediction video, I genuinely think the Memphis Grizzlies are going to be a top 4 seed in the West. Barring anybody gets hurt, right? Like, barring something crazy like that, right? Like, if everyone gets hurt again somehow, at that point, if you're the Grizzlies, you got to blow this up because it's crazy. Your luck is cursed. But I think this team could be the 4th seed in the West, maybe even the 3 seed if things really go their way. I think this team is really deadly on the offensive side, especially for a regular season team. Having that variety of attack and shooting, it's almost like the Thunder. Now, they don't necessarily have the consistent spacers of the Thunder because you have guys like a Marcus Smart that they don't trust as much. It's not Josh Giddey levels, but it reminds me of the Thunder to some extent, right? Because Ja and Shea are far more attack, downhill kind of players. Now, Shea does the mid-range way more than Ja. But I would say Ja at the rim is just different. And again, that burst of speed, the tempo of this team, I think, could be huge too. And you still have guys like Jaren, Zach Edey, Brandon Clark, who could all provide really, really good rim protection. And Jaren, with a little bit of mobility, can kind of help come up if guys are trying to attack just a Ja matchup or something like that. And again, I think they have the depth. I think this team can be something really, really deadly. Now, I don't know if they're a championship contender. I think their max ceiling is a second round to maybe a conference finals. Like if the matchups really fall into place for the Memphis Grizzlies, they can make a conference finals. I don't think this is a finals team, at least right now, unless they make some trade at the deadline. But let me know what you guys think down below. How good do you think the Memphis Grizzlies are? How big do you think Ja's return will be? And what do you think guys like Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr. will do? As always, guys, this was Amster Knows Hoops. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this with a friend. Let's hit 1K, people. We're almost there. The season's almost back. Have a beautiful rest of your day, guys. Peace out.